pick,
Oh my gosh. Wow.
negotiate,
800 bucks.
900.
850.
close.
Are we doing it? It's a deal.
All right, score.
Flying across the field feeling like that guy did in 1937.
They're the masters of the art of picking.
That's the kind of stuff you dream about.
Most of the time.
I'm gonna give you $600. Nope.
American
Mike Wolfe just picked his way into Evel Knievel's wild world and nearly needed a helmet himself. What started as a simple billboard flip on the latest episode of American Pickers turned into a full-throttle detour through Knievel's daredevil legacy, complete with high-speed stunts, flaming crashes, and a museum packed with enough testosterone to fuel a Harley. As a motorcycle junkie, Wolfe was clearly in hog heaven, revving up one of the most adrenaline-soaked episodes yet. When Wolfe stepped into the Evel Knievel Museum, founded by history enthusiasts Mike Patterson and Latham McKay, he was in for quite the ride. The co-founders took the picker through their massive collection that featured pieces painstakingly acquired and restored over 12 years. From Knievel's original leathers and helmets to memorabilia, magazine covers, and his iconic tour bus, known as Big Red, this space painted a picture of the Daredevil's entire life and career. However, what truly surprised Wolfe was a secret story that even most die-hard fans of the stunt performer might not know. Patterson and McKay took Wolfe inside a room that housed what appeared to be the skycycle Knievel used for his infamous Snake River Canyon jump in September 1974. However, Patterson revealed that the model was actually another version of the skycycle that was used for an unmanned test before Knievel actually launched himself off the canyon. Looking at the state of the vehicle, the test clearly didn't go as planned. Despite the setback, Knievel refused to back down and went ahead with the stunt as planned. However, that wasn't the end of his problems. According to Patterson, the Daredevil accidentally wore the wrong suit on the day of the stunt. The problem with this suit was that it wouldn't let him detach from his seat in case the skycycle crashed into the water. This would have resulted in instant death for the performer, who was lucky enough to miss the river by just 10 feet. The test skycycle, much like the one used for the actual jump, was made from aircraft-grade parts and designed to offer the stuntman a deadly level of power. That was exactly what Knievel wanted, though. The museum founders told Wolfe that every bike the Daredevil owned had a set of wings fitted with a propulsion kit. According to McKay, it was a death trap that could kill the average man in 5 seconds. Knievel was always willing to take these risks, though. Some might call him reckless, but he didn't do it all just for the thrill. Knievel's real goal was to maintain the myth he had built around himself, because he knew how desperately America needed a hero to look up to back in the day. Wolfe, who had grown up watching Knievel on screen and trying to recreate his stunts, saw this as a full-circle moment in his journey. What resonated the most with him, though, was meeting collectors like Patterson and McKay, who were so passionate about keeping Knievel's legacy alive. Their goal was for the stunt performers' stories to inspire others, just like they had inspired them. What's even more interesting is that the episode kicked off with Wolfe visiting the museum to sell off an extremely rare Knievel billboard he had managed to get his hands on. This particular billboard had been saved from being burned down like many others during the riots that broke out after the stunt performer's failed Snake River Canyon jump. A local named Bill had managed to rescue it just in time, and Wolfe ended up buying it for around $22,000. When he first reached out to Patterson and McKay, the picker had hoped to turn a profit on the rare piece. However, after going through the museum and hearing the stories they had collected, Wolfe realized that he didn't care about the profit anymore. Seeing the lengths these collectors had been through to preserve Knievel's gear and the spirit behind it, Wolfe didn't want to make things harder for them. In the end, he decided to let the billboard go for what he paid for it without any markup. To the picker, Patterson and McKay were the rightful owners of the billboard solely because of their dedication to honoring a man who inspired America to dream of stars. Mike Wolfe, who has starred on American Pickers for nearly 2 decades, recently opened up about a loss in his family. While he's reflected on the death of friend and co-host Frank Fritz, this time, he's opening up about the death of his grandfather. Wolfe took to Instagram on Memorial Day to honor his grandfather, where he talked about his grandfather's sacrifice for his country, but also his missing connection to him. Wolfe posts regularly on Instagram to update American Pickers fans about his new endeavors, passion projects, and life changes. But this time, he posted a black-and-white photo of his grandfather and wrote in the caption, "My grandfather, Risa Fillmore Bohr, lost his life aboard the USS Evans on May 11, 1945, while serving our country." He reminded followers why the United States. Fans reacted with love for Wolfe and gratefulness for those who work and sacrifice for the safety of the country. Multiple commenters claimed that they could see Wolfe in his grandfather's face. His story is similar to many others with family in the service, so Wolfe took the chance to remind fans of many people's sacrifices in the line of duty. It is not surprising for Wolfe to be posting about his grandfather, because he clearly cares about his family. Younger brother Robbie Wolfe has been a part of American Pickers for years, and the brothers have both been rummaging for interesting finds since they were kids. Now, both brothers have made antique hunting a family business on American Pickers. Both Mike and Robbie have their own stores in Iowa, where they sell finds to the public, many of which are featured on American Pickers. Even though they weren't related, Wolfe always treated Fritz like a brother. Wolfe said he was by Fritz's side when he died, and season 27 of American Pickers will pay tribute to the late co-host. Wolfe, who still checks in on Fritz's family, discussed how his grief allowed him to move forward by spending time with those who matter most and continuing projects that honor Fritz. Wolfe's short-term housing project, featuring his vintage finds, is called 2 Lanes Guest House. The project is in honor of 2 Lane Adventures, Fritz and Wolfe's first media venture together, which inspired American Pickers as well as many other companies and vintage stores. Memorial Weekend was also the opening day for a memorial event for Fritz in his hometown in Iowa. Fritz's friends celebrated his life in a bar dedicated to the Davenport native. Frank Fritz's man cave opened over the Memorial Weekend after being delayed due to a legal battle over Fritz's will sparked by his estranged father. However, his friends and loved ones were able to honor Fritz's memory in a manner he would have wanted. It is unclear if Wolfe attended the celebration of life. On the next episode of American Pickers, Mike Wolfe will delve into the career of Evel Knievel, stuntman and entertainer. American Pickers, Season 27, Episode 5, airs at 9 p.m. Wednesday, July 30th, on the History Channel. Live stream. Fans can watch the History Channel without cable on Philo, which offers a 7-day free trial and costs $28 a month. The July 30th episode is called Lieutenants and Legends. The synopsis is, Mike relives the thrill of stuntman Evel Knievel's legendary career while Robbie and Jersey comb through a stockpile of military relics. Cast members include Mike Wolfe and Jersey John. This isn't your grandmother's antiquing. The American Pickers are on a mission to recycle America, even if it means diving into countless piles of grimy junk or getting chased off a gun-wielding homeowner's land, the History Channel said. Hitting back roads from coast to coast, the Pickers earn a living by restoring forgotten relics to their former glory, transforming one person's trash into another's treasure. The show follows the team as they scour the country for hidden gems in junkyards, basements, garages, and barns, meeting quirky characters and hearing their amazing stories. If you think the antique business is all about upscale boutiques and buttoned-up dealers, this show may change your mind and teach you a thing or two about American history along the way. American Pickers star Danielle Colby shared a bold political message by posting resources for specific communities in reaction to policies passed by President Donald Trump. The 49-year-old used her Instagram stories to highlight important information for transgender people living in America, sharing a post called the Trans Relocation Guide, aimed at helping transgender individuals find trans asylum and safe havens. Colby shared the post originally from the account Translash Media, an independent news organization that tells trans stories to save trans lives, as the organization describes itself on the official website. The guide provides helpful information for those looking to move to a more trans-friendly area of their state or to another state that provides protection for transgender individuals, such as New York and Colorado. The post also includes information on leaving the U.S. for safety as a transgender person. View the original article to see embedded media. Colby shared other messages directly addressing Trump's policies and the public reaction, such as a PSA including a list of responses to give if you're an ally and you are questioned by IC. View the original article to see embedded media. On January 21st, Colby shared a personal message directly addressing the current landscape, encouraging people to get together and support one another. She told fans in a video, "Don't be down. Don't be discouraged. This is what all of our great punk rock artists and punk rock songs prepared us for. This is a time for us to make statements. This is a time for us to band together. This is a time for us to check on our friends and family who need it the most." View the original article to see embedded media. Let's get out of our own heads. Let's try to get a community going again, because the community is in need of some really serious TLC. Get it the fuck together, man. We have work to do. We have a patriarchy to smash, she concluded, while also sharing a second Instagram account she created in case her current account disappears. Colby is still starring on American Pickers with Wolfe, while fans can find her often posting updates on social media. For years, Danielle Colby has been a fan favorite on American Pickers, the hit History Channel show where she and co-stars Wolfe and Fritz traveled across America in search of hidden antique treasures. But behind her sharp eye for vintage finds and her no-nonsense attitude, Colby has another passion that has shaped her life in surprising ways: punk rock. In a recent interview, Colby revealed that her love for punk music and the rebellious, DIY ethos that comes with it has played a crucial role in preparing her for her next big career move. Whether it's launching new business ventures, advocating for social causes, or stepping into the entertainment world in unexpected ways, Colby credits punk rock with giving her the fearlessness to take risks. From punk rock roots to reality TV stardom. Long before she became a household name on American Pickers, Danielle Colby was immersed in the punk scene. Growing up in Davenport, Iowa, she found solace in the raw energy of bands like the Misfits, Dead Kennedys, and Susie and the Banshees. "Punk rock taught me that you don't need permission to do something amazing," Colby says. "If you have a vision, you just go for it, even if people tell you it's crazy." That mentality served her well when she joined American Pickers in 2010. As the operations manager at Antique Archaeology, Colby wasn't just a behind-the-scenes organizer. She became a key part of the show's success, bringing her sharp wit and unapologetic personality to the screen. But even as the show grew in popularity, Colby never lost touch with her punk roots. In fact, she says the music's rebellious spirit kept her grounded. "Punk isn't just about loud guitars and screaming, it's about authenticity," she explains. "On TV, it's easy to get caught up in what people expect from you. Punk reminds me to stay true to myself." The punk ethos: DIY or die. One of the core principles of punk culture is the do-it-yourself, DIY mentality. Instead of waiting for opportunities, punk musicians and fans create their own, whether that means self-releasing albums, booking their own shows, or starting independent record labels. Colby has taken that same approach in her career. Beyond American Pickers, she has launched multiple businesses, including a burlesque production company and a vintage clothing line. She's also a passionate advocate for women's rights and historic preservation, using her platform to support causes she believes in. "Punk taught me that if the system doesn't work for you, you build your own system," she says. "That's how I've approached everything from my work on TV to my activism." The next move: music, acting, and beyond. So, what's next for Danielle Colby? While she hasn't revealed all her plans, she hints that music and acting could be in her future. "I've always wanted to explore more creative outlets," she says. "Punk rock gave me the courage to perform, whether that's on stage or in front of a camera." She's already dipped her toes into the entertainment world outside of American Pickers, appearing in music videos and even performing burlesque. Now, she's considering more ambitious projects, possibly even launching a punk-inspired podcast or producing her own TV content. "I don't believe in limits," Colby says with a grin. "If I want to try something, I'll figure it out. That's the punk way." Conclusion: punk's lasting influence. Danielle Colby's journey from punk-loving Midwestern kid to reality TV star and entrepreneur proves that the spirit of punk rock isn't just about music. It's a mindset: fearless, independent, and unafraid to challenge the status quo. As she prepares for her next chapter, one thing is clear: punk rock's influence will continue to drive her forward. Whether she's picking antiques, advocating for change, or stepping into new creative ventures, Colby's approach remains the same: loud, bold, and entirely her own. And for fans who have followed her career, that's exactly why they love her.